Barawo was made off his Burna Boy X Zlatan type beat.
Beats, yeah.
You ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Ajebo Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Ajebo Live, the official Afrobeats podcast here in the Afro Media Studios in London. This is where we break down the hot topics in the culture and joined by superstars from around the world to have a one-on-one chat with me. As always, we start by saying thank you for your subscriptions, likes, comments, sharing. We appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't done it already. Let's keep the subscriptions up so we don't have to wait for others to promote our people. We can promote our culture by ourselves. Shout out to the entire team, Afro Media, LM Studios, and everybody else for the support. Now, this is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and be yourself. This is the official energy drink of Afrobeats. So make sure you grab one or go to energygod.com. I'm excited to be joined by some stars out of Africa. They've come via Lagos, but really they represent Port Harcourt City. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the Ajebo Hustlers.
Boost lifestyle.
Boost.
Yo, make way bad boys coming through.
Hustlers.
Listen, when you say Ajebo Hustlers, it's almost like an oxymoron.
Yeah, exactly.
Two things,
I mean that.
Ajebo and you be hustlers. First of all, why Ajebo Hustlers?
We chose that name because we wanted to be the bridge between the people from the suburbs and the people in the streets.
Move closer to the mic.
Because our music reaches out to the elite people and also the average people. So we were like, you know what? We'll be that gap. We'll be that bridge between the one that brings the people from the street and the elite people together. Ajebo Hustlers.
That's crazy.
Because like if you listen to our music, like if you're a really core fan of Ajebo Hustlers, if you listen to our music, if you go through our playlist, when you see titles like Solace, you see songs like Symbiosis. I mean, you don't meet any random Afrobeat artist making songs in that perspective, like trying
and with
to
those titles,
make
as well,
love
Symbiosis,
songs, but putting a twist to it and making you understand. Like I'm not just here for the vibes, like just trying to make random hooks. Like I actually want to make you understand. I know, like I'm smart, like I know what I'm doing. In as much as I'm trying to make it funny, I'm trying to dumb it down, but I'm still smart upstairs. Yeah.
Listen, man. One of the interesting things about you guys, obviously, is where you've come from. PHCT has blessed Afrobeats culture over the last 2 decades with some of the most incredible talents. Talk to me, let me go to you, Knowledge, first. Talk to me about Port Harcourt, that city. What is it about that city that keeps on birthing talents that take over our scene?
Yeah, I feel like in Port Harcourt, then again, we have diversities. We have so many, like, different local government areas. We have the people from Opobo, we have people from Okrika, we have the Ikwere people. So I feel like it comes in play in our music because some people in that same Port Harcourt, they feel like the minority. So this has always made us to work extra hard. And now in the Nigerian music scene, it's more like if you're coming from different states, if you're coming from Port Harcourt, if you blow up in Port Harcourt and you come to Lagos and blow up, it's more like that time when you been blow for Port Harcourt, we don't know you. Now this blow for Lagos. So it's more like even when the music is not being heard in Lagos, like people in Port Harcourt, they see it as a competition before we even get to that point. So when we are that mainstream, people will be like, who are these guys? This is too dope. It's because like we don't really have these platforms there. And when we see the opportunity, like we grab it.
Hands.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Prego. I've watched a couple interviews where you're talking about, just starting music, with the industry there, trying to record, hustling, working, trying to talk to me about your beginnings in this? Because you guys individually were individual artists
Yeah,
before you came together as brothers. So tell me a little bit about that.
Our story is very interesting, like very, very interesting, because I met Knowledge, like, I think probably like 11 years ago. I think it was like 2011, 2012. And then it was just around the time I just got done secondary school. So in my mind, I was like, oh, I want to record, I want to make music. And then for you to make music, you need, money for studio time. You just need, you need to do certain things. You know what I mean? So I had my mom's friend at that time. She got me a job at a catering company, and that's where I met Knowledge. So one day we were just walking, and then Knowledge, he played me his record, and it was a Don Jazzy Enigma beat. It was a competition Don Jazzy did, I think around like 2011. Yeah.
Wow, when he launched Mavens, actually.
Yeah, Enigma. Yeah. So Knowledge did the freestyle, and the freestyle was just too dope. And my mom was like, guy, like, you have to come to my studio. I have a studio, like, because my friends I started music with in Diob. It's just about, oh, this guy is dope. He can come through, because there's something about having people that
are talented.
Like it rubs off on you somehow. Like,
Facts.
like you can not be the dopest artist, but if you're rolling with like 3 dope rappers, bro, you just start writing like really like impressive lines and all that. So
because there's that subconscious competition and talent building.
I was like, bro, come, like, you have to come. So I took him to my studio. My friends, everybody was just blown away. I can remember I was even a flip phone. It was a flip phone. So we went back and forth, and that's how I started making music. And then I think like 2013, we made a song that went viral in Port Harcourt, and I think that was the point where it looked like, oh, maybe we can actually do this thing, or like this thing, like, because like we had Uniport and UST, all the schools in Port Harcourt were gravitating towards the music, and even if we didn't have so much money at that point, but it was just enough. It was enough to hold on to. Yeah, it's like, even when it looked like, oh, we're not blowing, but probably just go back to maybe a show we did at a free show we did for Trace in Uniport, and everybody's singing. I was like, even if they didn't pay us for this show, but for these people to know us, that means I'll go feel blow, And like 2017, we kept on grinding, but it wasn't really like we weren't making money. 2018, we weren't making money. Like, we basically were squatting in so many places. Like, I used to be ashamed to tell this story. He knows, like, I used to be very ashamed to tell this story, because my mind was like, how will people think that you guys have gone through all this thing? And then it just took me time to understand that, bro, this is my story.
Facts.
This is me.
Facts.
Like,
and
it
that's
can't
going to
change.
inspire somebody
No, it
else.
can't change. Like, you can't, like, the fact that I squatted in this guy's house, it doesn't change anything. We squatted in so many places. We squatted in my uncle's house, in his own connect. He will bring his own connect. We'll go there. No, for sure.
We squatted with K-Switch in 2016.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm not playing, bro. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. So 2017, nothing was popping. 2018, it was 2018. We had, we're still trying to, we were still trying to push, and then we made a record in 2019 with King Perry. Yeah, it was a Timaya industry night. So we had somebody, friend, he said he had some pass, and we could come to Hard Rock for Timaya's industry night. And that's where we met Perry. Perry has been a friend from Port Harcourt, but when he blew up and when he signed to Timaya,
you saw him.
Perry don't go.
Perry,
my
guy.
Perry said, okay, Simo come house and there's the more work. So in our minds, like, bro, every opportunity,
just take it.
Let's go. Yeah. The next day, picked up producer, everything, bags, studio, piano, everything. Went to Perry's place, we recorded, and then Perry called one day. I was just in the house. I think we were squatting somewhere.
So yeah, we were squatting.
The place we were at that time. I don't know if talk this thing for years.
Talk calm.
That time we were. Because music was not working out, and you now have friends that telling you, this music is not working. Say sure, you go try. Make it just first
enter street.
People they laptop.
Don't be saying. Say you do say this music. Say okay, serious. That's something my guy you.
More.
Also call our guy from Port here. Send us money, buy laptop. Enter Ikeja. Go buy a second laptop. That's how it started working. And we're there, and when life, like, hits you so hard, it's like you get confused, like
Facts.
distractions.
Facts.
Like, it was so much, and in between doing that, we were still trying to chase the music. We went to Perry's place, we recorded the song, and in our minds like, oh, another good song again. And Perry just called one day and said, "Oh man, Timaya, they feel this song." I said, "How?" He said, "Bro, Timaya, I want to shoot this video." I said, He said, "Bro, I know you play." He said, "Timaya." Thought it was a joke. The next time he called again, he said, "Oh man, I said, Timaya, they say, "We don't know serious, so I know will come out." So those moments are the moments like we held on to. It's like, oh man, we came to the house, we saw Timaya in flesh. We were looking at him like he was talking.
Legend.
You know, went back to the project. He opened the beats. We went back to, it was TUC. You know, went back to the project. Opened. He was rearranging. I know all those moments when we were sitting in Perry's bedroom and we were working on the song. My man was like, for we to be in front of Timaya and he's feeling us, we could shake this world. Like my man was like, bro, I don't know how it's gonna happen because. I mean, people like Timaya, for him to, like, it has to be about the music.
Facts.
Because
It was
there's
nothing
There's
else.
nothing
Don't
else.
say you
There's
carry
no-
money,
as
go.
in-
So if it's feeling you, it's actually
The
feeling
music,
you.
yeah.
So my man was like, for Timba to feel us, we'll feel blow. You know, that's like those moments were the moments we kind of held on to, and then we dropped Tanana with Perry, we moved on, and then 2019 we tried to. So there's a show we do in Port Harcourt. We call Alike. Yeah. So we tried to. 2019 we attempted to do the show again in Port Harcourt, but because we had been out of the Port Harcourt for a long time, so there was sort of like a disconnect, and the planning too was poor. Because there was still a whole lot of things that weren't in place. So we went to Port Harcourt and we did the show, and the show was very bad. It was no turn, like the turn up was. It was
We did it around the time that we are doing Shiloh.
We did
it around.
religious convention.
Yeah, and we were in Lagos. We were going through the most. Like we were going through the most. Like for us to have an investor to even come and invest in our show, it took like the grace of God. Like so, it was more like a whole lot was just happening, and we did not even know what was happening. Like so after they didn't tell us that the date that we chose that Shiloh was happening. They just like normal, we just did it. So a lot of people didn't turn out, and that really broke our spirits. Like
we walked through the show. Like I told God, I said, bro, I said, do you realize no matter whatever you think no matter whatever you think it is right now that you want to achieve, that it looks like, oh, I want this thing, like. Bro, like there's so much to be thankful for because there's nothing that can happen to you right now that's as bad as 2019.
yeah,
Because I can remember from Wood Cafe, me and my boys, Wonder Banting, Dan Dizzy, we took it's like a walk of shame. It's like you're doing a whole show, like the arena is empty. We had to walk through the empty crowd. So Banting already knew what's happening. So Banting was like, bro, Moku, go do this to our team, bro. Now we to come here. Like he knows, like my guy, like he don't have to
still
like bro, the Banting said Moku they go. Dan Dizzy was there, like
Yeah.
our guys, like we all worked together. Like it was like a walk of shame, but we went through. You know, it was like maybe like 50 or maybe like 100 people that were there. We performed. You know, we went back to the hotel, and I remember the next morning Perry was advising us, and I was just like, man, you know, these things happen. Like we just need to finally move to Lagos and don't come back to Port Harcourt again.
Damn.
It was like, bro, you guys need to, for like right now, just chill out. Like come to Lagos and grind, like hustle this speed, like, and that's how that was when we made the final decision. Like, I'm not coming back to Port Harcourt until we actually go off. And then, you know, the most funny thing, we actually the idea for our big like the song that blew us up as a 2020. We got the idea while we were preparing for that show.
Wow.
I can remember, yeah, because me and Knowledge with our investor at that time were in the hotel. So it was just like this little red speaker like this, just a red speaker like this. So we were just playing beats on YouTube. So we were just going back and forth, playing beats. And the Knowledge had a visitor and he went up to the pool. And my guy went to his room. And I was just, you know, in the room and I was just playing beats. And then the idea just came. It was like maybe like first four bars. And when Knowledge came to the room, I was just like, bro, I said, you can remember?
I can remember. I remember that he told me that, bro, we don't get one jam. And then we were going, it was Zlatan that we wanted to put on that song then, like when he had the idea. But, you know, like the gap from you coming from Port Harcourt, like, How you want
How you
use?
want take?
How you want use rich?
Where we want take
Because those guys, they
That
don't
was the
already
hit of- that was the hit of killing
That
them,
was
killing
Sha.
them shot. Yeah,
when
that was
Killing
the
Them
peak.
and because the song, because Barawo was made off is Burna Boy X Zlatan type beat.
Beat, yeah.
So it was like a Killing Them type of rhythm.
Vibe.
Yeah.
That brought the hook. So in our head it was like Zlatan has to be on this record.
Yeah.
So that's what we were thinking at that time. So when we after the show we went out one evening and we were just trying to get food and we just turned back and we saw Wonder and his guys and he was like, "How about you? What did you do here?"
Yeah.
He said, "We come buy food." I said, "Studio." He said, "Studio day a day." And we were feeling so down. I'm like, "Studio, what did they record? So when they record, no money to promote."
That period, see, after that show, like, you know when you can feel the energy that everyone is sad, like everyone's spirit is like, we were not really talking to ourselves.
But
Like
you could
yeah, we
feel
could
it.
feel it. Like even the night of the show, like after the show, they were telling us about after party, and I'm like, what am I celebrating? After party to do it in. I was asking like my manager of then that, bro, you're not supposed to tell me about after party. Like what? Like this thing not on. Like what are we going there? And then- like, I'm like, he was telling me that there are some girls. I said, girls. I said, I don't like, bro, I'm like, but wait, how do you manage to function after this type of thing has happened? Because me, like,
Nah, man, it was a lot, man. It was a lot, and that's how we linked up with Wonder, and I said Wonder is so special in our journey.
Such a
Yeah,
talented
because he came in like in a time where we were broken. Like we had even before we walked, we had conversations about like how to maneuver this because then our digital too, like we didn't know how it was working. So it was just like, man, that he doesn't know much about this, but Adasa knows everything about Spotify and playlists and everything, and he just thinks we need to have like we had the longest conversation before we got to the point where we now started working, and then when we recorded Barawo in the studio, we did like maybe 2 songs, and then we recorded Barawo. Everybody in the room was just like, "Bro, this song even just
like, I could remember that after we did that song, I didn't write my verse there. I was like, Omo, this is not the type of record that
You just
you
play
just
freestyle.
yeah. I was like, everyone was telling me, Omo, knowledge, go drop your bars. I was like, bro, there are songs that you rush and you put it out. But there are songs that you have to, like, every line, every
So
bar
you
has
knew
to. Yeah.
there was something about this
Yeah,
song.
like, it was so special that, like, because then again, making a song, at that point in time, making a song about, like, Barawo, like, people didn't want to listen, like, people wanted to listen to Jaye,
there
like,
was a lot happening in the world.
like,
There was a
people
lot.
didn't even feel like,
and it's a very sensitive record
It
too.
was
Yeah.
a very sensitive record, man. You were basically talking, about situations in the record that a lot of young people in Nigeria have gone through.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen. How people treat people that they allegedly say are thieves. Because we have to be honest with ourselves that a lot of people that have been lynched by people in Nigeria were not criminals.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
just decided that this one a thief.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
carry
Carry
wood.
wood,
Bag. And then you even touched on, I saw a clip where you said on the record you were talking about even the Alu Fall,
yeah.
which was a horrific story for us here in the UK at the time when it went on social media where 4 university students were lynched, allegedly claimed that they stole mobile phones, and they basically lynched them alive there.
yeah.
And I heard that you even knew a couple of the guys.
Yeah, 2 of
He
them.
was
Like,
always- he did like
I did a battle
with
rap with them. Like in PH is more like it's dominated by rappers in Port Harcourt. Yeah, cause like PH people like
They like rap music.
Yeah,
they
they
like
like-
speaking.
yeah they like people that are like just be saying something, say something. So where we were doing the record, I was like, there's no how we'll make a song about Barawo and would not talk about like our guys that were accused of this act. So I was like, that was why I actually took my time because I knew that everything cannot just come out once in the studio that time. Like I had to like take my time and I felt some type of way, like even right now that we are right here and these guys that are people that had dreams like us, they came from the same city, the same struggle, and just because of one thing, like they are no longer here. Like it has teach me like a whole lot of lesson, because no matter how bad things are, I'm like, bro, like we are here today. Even if we no get waiting, we feel like, so we'll
We're
get,
still
but we
here.
are here. Like the fact that we are here, like my grandfather used to say, Doom sparrow, sparrow, while I live, I hope. As long as we are here, there's still hope. Yeah.
That's deep, man. Like, listen, that record went off, and then it was around the time of the, the NSARS.
Yeah.
So it ultimately became one of the records for. And I think I saw once at that time when you guys had gone to. I'm not sure if it was Enugu or it was Port Harcourt. You went to.
Yeah, it was Port Harcourt.
What?
Yeah, it was Port
How
Harcourt.
did that feel?
Man,
After you had to show that.
yeah, yeah. So now, after we are not even thinking of go because we were so angry that they not know for us knowledge and Piego, Port Harcourt. But after like when we went, even before like the because they did. The protest in Lagos first before they did in Port Harcourt. So people were already gingering in Port Harcourt that hope Ajebo Hustlers are coming. So it was more like we going there and seeing them chanting our songs. Like it was more like wow.
And you know, Barawo actually taught me a lot because he, like a lot of times when you want to make music, people, especially when you get to a certain level of music, it's like, oh, you want to be careful. I don't want to say this. I want to. No, but with records like that, it makes you understand.
That people want to hear.
Yeah, it makes you understand what pure art is like when you open up and you don't hold back. It's like
People
I'm not
appreciate
thinking,
that.
Yeah, I'm not thinking, oh, if I say this thing, this guy will not be like, no, like music. And I know the thing about it when you're with music, when you're not being pure with it, the people
can
say
know.
no,
Yeah.
they know. Is that this guy never serious? Yeah. And I know with records like that because that's one of our most strongest records because that song did something I've never really seen before. From the time we put out the snippet on Instagram till the day it dropped, we had videos. The song wasn't out. Like
Just that little snippet.
we had
Yeah.
videos, people already making videos and miming the song. Every day people were sending message, drop this song. People were doing live bands, singing the song. The song was not out. Before I said knowledge, something they happened.
So there was one time when we dropped the song before like online.
Yeah.
We like on we sent it to like some radio stations in
Yeah.
Port Harcourt. So when we put out that one, the energy, we were not getting the energy that we feel like we were supposed to. I told Piego that we gas mix this song again. We have to give it to STG.
We took it back to STG.
We took it back.
We mixed the song after we had paid the first person. Nolly was like, bro, there's something is wrong. That this song, that for the fact that the radio stations are already playing it, that the videos are coming supposed to be more. So that means there's something wrong. It's either the mix. So we had to send it to STG. And then I remember it was during the corona.
During the corona, yeah.
So we sent him a mail and then he sent us the record. And you know how powerful that song was? At that point in time when we dropped Barawo, so we were living in Korodu. So every time we had an interview,
You have to travel.
Yeah, use the ferry. We used the ferry.
So when I tell my mama say I get meeting for Ireland, or say boy, we use ferry. My mother will say ferry. She must someone scared the ferry. This
No,
music.
anything can happen.
We're in Korodu. I was sleeping, and then it was like 2, and they just woke me up. I said, wait. Is it Bado don't post us? I said, which Bado?
I remember when Bado.
I said, which Bado? He said, Bado. I said, because we didn't know anybody in Lagos. Nobody. The only person we knew in Lagos was Valo.
Yeah.
It was just Valo, Marshall, and 2 Chainz. That's like a key card.
Yeah.
So they were the only people we knew. So I was like, Bado from where? I said, Bado don't. I was like, bro, open his phone. So opens Bado's story was like posted like 4 times in the story in his page, and it was so wow because it was in his. You know how people take the Instagram page so serious. It was in his page. I was like, bro, this song is doing something. Like this song is doing. The song was just opening doors. Things were just happening, bro. Even the investors we had, everybody was. And at the point in time when we dropped that song, the investor wasn't sure. Like he wanted to pull out.
Yeah.
And when Bado posted, bro, next week we shot the video. Like there's life, proof of life.
Yo.
Proof of life.
Like-
They can blow. They can blow.
That's why I respect Bado a lot, cause like he didn't need to know us, he didn't need to meet us, like he just till now it still feels
Never seen Bado.
we haven't
to now.
up.
We are in Bado's album. Bado's album that's dropping now. We have a song with Bado and Odomodu. We have still not seen him in real life. Just Instagram. That's to tell you how it really is. Like, you don't have to know him.
You don't like. It's
You don't have to know. Even this record we just dropped. Even this record we just did with Bado. You know, even when we sent Bado the idea, we were in Abuja, and I said, knowledge. We'll send Bado these songs. Like maybe like we'll send him like in the morning. I said, more evening. Bado never reply you. Say maybe you know they feel this thing. I said, but knowledge say relax. He says knowledge say relax. And me, I like the fact that I work with somebody. So he's a lot of times it's my eye.
He balances.
Yeah. So even though I'm not feeling something, he's like, bro, there's soul in this and I'm feeling it. Knowledge said, don't worry. So after the show in public, we had a show in Abuja. So after the show, we went to the club. I should just go back as I got into I was high as I just got into the hotel room, and I brought out my phone and I just went to my Instagram and I saw Bado's message. I saw Smiley was laughing. I said, oh, you don't open again. I said, you don't open again.
Yeah.
Bado, and then he was like, and because even the recording we did wasn't even the main recording, because it was like he just when he texted us and that bro, we didn't even want to waste time. That time we were on the road. So the guy that recorded it didn't even know how to record so well. Like we just like, bro, anyhow, just send Bado something.
Make you know say you
Yes, so they serious. He said, I said, Baba, this one's not the main recording, the main one.
Yes, so because when we go back to Lagos, we re-recorded and said, yeah.
No. Bado's special, and Bado is someone that does a lot of things for young artists, and
you don't
doesn't
know.
even want to
Absolutely.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, we saw what Scales said. Shake Body video was shot by Bado. He paid for the video. When Scales had nothing, he was homeless, he had no money, the record was moving. Bado called him up and said, what's going on? Aren't you gonna shoot the video? My brother, I haven't even eaten. Really? All right, man, how much is the video gonna cost? Here it is.
Baba.
And nobody spoke about it until Scales.
Baba, if artists they 100, people will go do that thing for you. Let's be real. Like everybody, like you can't blame it because everybody's focused on themselves. Like everybody's lost in their journey. Like everybody's like focused.
Absolutely.
So if for an artist to look at you and be like, this your song, they blow. Video never did. That person an angel.
As
In the kind of industry, it's so competitive that everybody's so focused on themselves, like their craft, their photo shoot, their video. Somebody to live their own self and reason you
and think about you.
Without nothing documented, like being selfless like that, man, is rare. It's rare because like a lot of artists who even like knowing how far, like how your journey was, like how it was for you to blow up, like you be even thinking that make I no come they follow these people, they laugh too much before they respect because there's a way you be feeling person too much and they'll just start thinking that so like I'll always forever respect Olamide
because that's when Barawo picked, because when he posted Barawo, a lot of stations, like a lot of people, like, because if up to now, if you go to YouTube, you still see people say, "Oh, Bado brought me here, Bado brought me here." You see loads of comments, "Bado brought me here, Bado brought me here." So like those are moments that we hold on so dearly, because I mean, it just shows that there's a lot of power in the music.
Absolutely.
You might have 2,000 followers today, but if your music is right, you can have 100,000 followers
in one
tomorrow.
day. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the song it translated to the UK, it translated everywhere. Everybody responded to it. We saw remixes with Davido. You guys went into studio doing songs and collaborations. Everything came. But it looked like you guys too, putting out projects. How many projects have you put out? Two projects. Yeah. You know, the basic question is how you introduce yourself. Boss lifestyle. What is the boss lifestyle?
Yeah, boss is an out boss. Boss is a lifestyle. Like everybody that is a fan of Ajebo Hustlers, that listens to Ajebo Hustlers music, says boss.
You're living the boss lifestyle.
It's living, like it's just something we coined that because we just felt like, as an artist, yes, you don't blow as your name. Yeah. You still need something.
A movement.
A movement that people will feel that now we
grow
grow this thing from the scratch and we are moved like 20 years from now. I want to see people saying post lifestyle.
I like that. And Now you said you dropped 2 projects, post lifestyle. Even though you guys make pop music, you still have an alternative edge. Your sound is kind of it's not pop, pop.
Yeah.
It's alternative, and the blend that there's a singer, there's a rapper. Do you guys feel that you have an alternative sounding music, or you just think that you're making the kind of music everybody else is making?
No, we don't feel like we are making the type of music everyone is making. We feel like our style is different. We feel like we are the first of our kind in the industry making this type of music. Like, because when we were using slangs, I'm sure like a lot of people didn't see it as cool. Like it wasn't that cool. So
you were bringing some street lingo from Port Harcourt.
Yeah, because even people from Port Harcourt were scared. Like, I remember like someone telling me, it's like when we had the first snippet of Barawo when it dropped, and he posted on his WhatsApp, and he said someone texted him. I was like, the reason why these guys haven't still popped is because this is their Port Harcourt thing you were doing, and that was the song that actually changed our life.
Yeah.
So even people in Port Harcourt some people actually in Port Harcourt at that point were feeling like, these guys are doing our Port Harcourt thing too much, but that's like you can't run away from your identity.
And
like,
that's what you're promoting that to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Now we want to know what Port Harcourt is like, where these slangs come from. That's where interest comes from. I was speaking to an artist that came from Benin earlier, and I know when I spoke to Rema, and he talked to me about Benin, and now we want to know more. So that Burna Boy takes a good 40 seconds. He'll put out his jersey up, PH City, and he will talk about PH City first.
Yeah.
Whether he's performing to 50,000, 30,000, or 1,000 or 300, it tells you about the city. And that is a very important part of the success of our culture. And people like us, we love that. I like the fact that you carry Port Harcourt on your front and your back, because it brings us closer even as a people. There are people in Nigeria, Lagos, that they don't know what's going on in Port Harcourt. But through your music, the interest kick in. The interest kick in. Now, you've done what people dream of doing. You've dropped projects. You're now in the UK. It's sold out show, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean?
Lifestyle.
You know what I mean? Jazz Cafe has had some of the most iconic people.
Yeah.
From R&B to hip hop to Afrobeats to everything. And you guys headlined the sold out show there. What was that experience like for you? How did you take it in, man?
It felt so good. Like, I could remember one time that we did a show in Port Harcourt for one of our songs of Skated Yahoo that we brought on Come and Say.
Sophisticated Yahoo.
Yeah, so then Don't Come and Say came late, like at the show.
Yeah.
So then I could remember that when like there was a peak at the show that me and Piego we zoned out, and he held me at my shoulder. It was like, bro, see these people, all these people, they came for us. If we can do it, I don't know how we are going to sell that stadium, but we'll do it.
Yeah, because I remember so well because it was a roll-up banner. You know this little roll-up banner?
That you just roll up. Yeah.
So, but that was the first time we had people together for us. It was in a club. So that was the first time we were experiencing, even if half of the people there were our friends.
Yeah.
But that was the first time we could gather people together.
Yeah.
And they could sing with us. So it felt like, this is magical. Like the energy was so high.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, man, I can't do this. I'm everywhere. Oh.
So now,
in
like
London.
headlining and having a sold out concert in Jazz Cafe, it took me back to that moment. Like, bro. So like I'm very religious and like I believe in our movement. I know it might not happen when I want it, but I know it's going to happen.
Yes, exactly.
How important is speaking positivity into one's life?
Yeah.
How important is that? Speaking positively and saying things.
Yeah.
How important is that to you guys, man?
It's very very important because like me, I like energy. Like if I'm somewhere and the energy is not right, before you even tell me that I don't already come out. So like I'm really positive, especially the things I say, because I know that words are spellings, they manifest. Like so I cannot say Omo. There are some songs that we'll do and I'll tell people, Omo, this song go blow. Now this song sometimes you feel like Omo, this boy they bad.
No, he says it a lot of times. That there's a lot of things that he will say, and even if at the point in time I'm not in that I can't see it yet. But sometimes you just be like, you'll just be like, Omo, you see this industry, nobody's doing. It's like you can't find a group that the rapper. He said he explains to me
Facts.
that we are not in a space where one person is now. No, like people, you
You're
can
there
outright
by
see people
yourself.
saying that they're looking forward for the rap. You can see people say they're looking forward to this.
Yeah.
So it's like we are two. I can remember when we went for Perry's campus store.
Yeah.
So we were with Bella in the car. And
Yeah.
Bella was talking. And Bella said, when are they lay on that jar? I said, if you look at this woman, I want more than I said. So yeah.
He said like this is like a Cristiano Ronaldo and a Messi. He said
And I understand because it's like we are both
Bring
on
in
a
your
game.
best.
Yeah. So he tells me a lot of times like, bro, no one is doing what we are doing in this industry and we'll be the biggest. Like he tells me every time that we'll travel the world. Like even before we got to the point where we even had a visa to come to London, you know what I mean? We'd sit in the parlor and we'll talk and we'll play records and we'll just, talk about all the things we can do with the music. And then we've seen these things happen in like at different stages. As an artist, like it just takes you it just takes you insight to like see these things happen at different level. For an artist, there's always like special songs. They're always special songs, and it's just about
3
you.
minutes.
Yeah, it's about you being patient with yourself
Yeah.
and being patient with God, because I'm just going to imagine a Wiz. I mean, he has a lot of hit songs.
Absolutely.
But I mean, hit song different from hit song.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it's like that different from
Yeah.
Babanla.
Even different from Essence.
You understand?
Yeah.
Different from Essence,
Yeah.
and those are special moments and special. It's just about you being patient with God and working on yourself and being patient with yourself too. Because a lot of times, like as an artist, bro, you might have like songs that are big, but they are not as good. They are not going to be as big as some songs. There are some songs that promo deo. But the song, as they do promo number one,
They go
the
in
promo,
everything.
one plus one, they turn to 101. The song
Before
just,
you craft one promo,
some songs,
reactions.
they break doors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree with that. And listen, like I said, I had moments where I really soaked into your music, your talent, and really became a fan. Yes, I loved the records that I was hearing initially, but when I soaked into, Ajebo Hustlers and listening to the like, I'm getting on the record with Fave, I'm this one, I'm that one, I'm finding myself like down the whole playlist and really just enjoying the difference, the sound, the style, and that's very important. Identity is everything, especially for me. I'm someone big on identity, and that's what I see with you guys. So I know it's about to be a madness. Now, finally, you've come to the UK now. Is there a project? What are we looking at for 2023?
We are almost done with our next project.
That's good.
Bad Boy Etiquette 102. Yeah, we have a lot of people, a lot of legends on the project. We have Sakode, we have Young John,
Woo.
we have Zlatan, we
Woo.
have Black Bones,
Woo.
we have Pato Ranking.
Woo! Wow, because I saw you in Ghana as well.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
you. Sarkodie.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Sack, man. Sack's family, like
It's different.
Nah, Sack
Sak is a real one.
No, mad love. I can't even like mad love. Like we have a record with Sack. Like even when we sent him our record to, and he was just like, "Yo, like this shit is fire." Like, and he sent his own record, and we recorded, and he already put out the snippet for the song with him. Yeah, so like Sack shows us like mad love.
What's the time scale? What's the schedule for this one? What's management saying?
Okay, we are looking at putting one more single. Yeah, one more single. The one with Young John.
Yeah.
After that one, we give them the tape.
You give them a date.
Yeah.
Listen, like I said, I've witnessed a lot of icons and legends come into the UK and start from the beginning and really grind up. For me, the most important part of enjoying the success here in the UK and in Europe is by continuing to do it. Consistency. Now you've had your sold out Jazz Cafe show. Next year, let's do another show. Let's go to 1,000 capacity. Don't stop. Even whether you think you have a big record or you don't have a big record, the people that came to Jazz Cafe, they're going to bring one more person next time. So just count on us that came. We're bringing one more person.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you so
and
much.
we're bringing another. So please, let's grow this thing. And, I'm excited to see the future and listen to the music. I know it's going to be incredible. Keep representing Port Harcourt City, boast lifestyle, giving inspiration to a lot of young people that are going through what you went through, and they can see the success in you. So thank you very much for coming on here, ladies and gentlemen. First of many interviews with the incredible Ajebo Hustlers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everything you did for us. I just want to put it out here on record. And I mean, when we were doing the rehearsal and you came,
I appreciate it, man.
the energy changed. They say OG, but like you get some people who say the orientation, they actually get that orientation. You know that's it changed because like we had intentions to play the whole show live, and then it's like you stepped in and you said, "Nah, man, like y'all can do this live and y'all can do it." And right when we were performing, I could feel it was a lot. Like the energy is like, and you said it. You said it.
It's very important.
And it happened.
Yeah, I continue to be a fan, and I leave myself in that spot specifically for that. If as a fan, you'll be able to serve better. You'll be able to enjoy moments. You'll be able to appreciate things, and you'll be able to pass genuine energy because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So that will never change. So when I see you, I'm excited. When I'm listening to you, I want the best for you.
Yeah, thank you so
That's
much.
why I gave that advice.
Thank you so
and I'm
much.
very happy how it turned out. And like I said, we're going to do it at the biggest place. And we'll be there going crazy again.
Amen.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Uncle Shabs. Thank you for having us.